start with a check-in just to see how everyone's doing and what's been going. I mean, we haven't seen you for 2 weeks, so what's been going on in your lives? Melissa, I know a little bit.
Yeah.
So what's up?
What's up? Happy Thanksgiving late.
Same to you.
Well, I guess I kind of shared a little bit on, I'm on another call Monday mornings, but just making a decision to do something that I've wanted to do probably for 5 years, but I've never been really in the environment. I tried to get started on my goal, and it's just, I'm now back in Arizona where I can swim any time of the year, so that's a great thing. Even though I drive 20 miles to the pool, it's a great pool. So I have my logbook that I created for my journey to Alcatraz. I'm writing down every day kind of what I'm doing and what I'm eating and how much distance I'm going and what my exercise is. So I'm very excited because I've made it public, and that's pretty out there for me, outside the CZ for sure.
Yeah.
So
Making it public is, or the whole thing is?
the whole thing is, but making it public. And another big thing happened last night because my sister, you know, we all have different relationships with our sisters. One of mine's been really challenging over the last 5 years, and I actually kind of told her, she's the swimmer. She was going to go to the Olympics. Maybe she was the one that my parents, she was always a swimmer, and I was never known as a swimmer or anything with anybody. So I actually told her on the phone last night that I'm doing a lot of swimming, and she was excited about that. I kind of had pre-decided she probably wouldn't be excited about that, but she was fine. She was, oh my gosh, that's great. When are you doing that? And I told her. So, and then it was a different subject after that, but it was kind of took some courage to just tell her, you know,
Wow.
I'm doing what she used to always do. So what was maybe her identity in junior high school, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I have some questions for you.
Sure.
What's your reason? Like, why is your goal, and what's your journey all about? Like, what's the motivation for it, and what's your end?
My hope, on my dream board is to be on Team Isogenics, and the category I can qualify for that in is endurance. And endurance is kind of tells you about my life, military wife, I'm married 39 years, 6 kids. That word comes up a lot to me. So that's kind of what I'm not a fast swimmer. I just swim. I can keep going. So my reason for doing it is personal, just personal like confidence, because I'm older, and it's kind of funny that's coming at me now that this is a time where I can pursue it. And not too many of my friends my age think about doing things like that, right? So, and I was really intrigued with the idea when I heard about it 5 years ago. When I knew I used to help run a restaurant. And some of my server friends, I was just like, wow, that was just like lit up to me. Like that would be an amazing thing to do, not just, you know. So it challenges me because it's in the ocean. I just did the lake swim, and that was really challenging. And I said on my Monday call, it was kind of funny, which Cindy already heard, that it was the first time I swam in a long sleeve, full body wetsuit. That can be challenging all by itself. And then in water, you can't see a lane line on the bottom. And then a lot of young people out there swimming, and they were done, and I didn't know they were done. And I kept swimming around. There were buoys to swim back and forth. We were doing this huge lap in this lake area. And the kayak was there next to me. He never said a word. I just kept swimming. He just kept sailing next to me. I look, and then I finally stopped, and he said, everybody's in. You're the only one out here swimming. So I thought that was hilarious because I was worried about swimming. And then I ended up swimming 15 minutes more than anybody else. And I was pretty sore and tired when I got out of the water, but I was really like, okay, that was an hour and 15 minutes. Now I know what that feels like. And so it was good. It was funny. I thought it was a positive thing for me.
Very positive. It's cool that endurance is the category, and that's endurance right there. Swimming an hour and 15 minutes. It's a long time in a lake. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, because in the lane, when I'm swimming at the pool, I stop, switch, go a different direction. So you can't just stop and hold on to anything and you're in the lake.
That's cool. So what does it take to be on Team Isogenics?
It takes competing and it's participating in 10 events in a year, and then a crystal director status or greater. So there's some, there's Isogenics business performance, as well as keeping a group going. And then, so you can't participate in it starts at 10K runs and goes up from there. It's not like you have to place. I don't know if there's any placements I have to place. I have to check on that, but it just intrigued me. I'm like, oh, I can probably do that. It seemed like I could work toward that. And I could run. I'm a runner. I've been a runner, and I'm a biker. I've done a mini triathlon about 7 years ago. So it's just getting the weight off and making sure I don't get injured, in anything. I've gotten injured before and not been able to run a half marathon. So that was disappointing. So part of it's staying healthy and competing. Everything can change if anything happened to me, I rolled my foot once and had to get my foot surgery, so I couldn't participate for a long, long time.
Wow.
So staying healthy and staying fit is a good goal.
That's amazing. So I just wanted to get to the why of it, having it be Team Isogenics is an amazing goal. That's like huge, high. And so do you have your little short-term goals that are helping you get there? Or is that enough to keep you going? I mean, always the big goal is enough to keep you going, but sometimes it can feel so far away, like that we give up on the way. So do you have little short-term goals that are helping you along the way? Or
this swim in April is my first big goal.
Okay.
Because it does involve me working on, losing the weight too, and really getting my body back to where I'm functioning and the regular discipline to become my identity, become my identity. And so today was really cloudy, and I went to the pool, and there's only a couple swimmers there, and I almost went live going, yay, I'm here at the pool. It's cold and nobody wants to swim, but I'm swimming. And one lady showed up in a wetsuit to swim, and I was just swimming in my normal stuff, but it was 50 degrees out, and I was grateful that I went and did my mile. So, and I did it, I was just like, I could have easily, deceived myself, talked myself out of it. Oh, I'll just get on the elliptical, but I really want to do 4 miles a week in the pool. So I'm going for 4 miles a week.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. So are you linking fun in there? Is it fun for you? Because we talked about you being an O temperament. Do you feel like does that resonate with you still? That having fun and
it's really, it's kind of my, it's not fun. I wouldn't call it fun. Mm-hmm. I call it enjoyable, but it's really a way I can get, because I'm working on healthy mind and body and my mindset and all this that we're doing, it's an uninterrupted time of really thinking in the water. I'm able to pray. I'm able to think. The only one there is me and God in my head, and no phones ringing. I'm not checking my, there's nothing to disturb me but me. And I can kind of get disturbed in the water mentally and have an argument with myself, but, and with others too, how we do in our brains. But, so the fun thing is for me, all of a sudden, people are just following me a little bit more now because of this outside the box commitment I made.
Yeah.
You talk about life happens outside the box. When you're really doing something like you did the dance or whatever, then people, oh my gosh, Cary's doing that, or I'm getting a lot of positive, you go girl. My kids are proud of me doing it.
Awesome. So an O,
I got my O card right here.
That's cool. Because not everything needs to be fun. Because, if it had to be fun, then there'd be a lot of things you wouldn't do. But the gift is learning how to find fun in the hard stuff and in the journey.
Yeah.
The adventure of it, the fact that doing something new, getting out of the comfort zone, I feel like probably fuels that.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious if you're finding, I guess being present and having those conversations and things, that's a positive emotion.
The fun thing is going to be I visualize that water, getting out of the water, and whoever gets to be there gets to be there. But, I visualize myself kind of flipping out a little bit, having my knocks on the boat on the way out to Alcatraz, and then jumping in and going, oh my gosh, I'm doing it, and then getting out of the water when I'm done, going, yes, and getting the medal and wearing the current sweatshirt. I mean, that's the fun. Like the celebration is the fun.
The celebration is the fun. I love that. So see, I that's what I wanted to get to, is what it is that you're finding about yourself, because when you can find it from the inside, you can stay motivated forever. I mean, it can get hard and you'll have days, but finding it from the inside, and that's why I was wanting to get to. So celebration, imagining celebration and seeing the fun in that. Also, when it's against our natural, inclination, using people. So by doing your Facebook videos and having the other people watching you and cheering you on, is a tool that you've tapped into, because that's, people motivate you. Tapping into people and also processes. So, like you said, you're doing Facebook Live, that's a process, and your journal that you've created. So you've got all of these things that you're using as tools to fuel it. So I love it. I love hearing all of this. This is amazing.
Cool.
It's exciting. Good for you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share before I go to the next person?
Yes, actually, and I have my little book here from I was reviewing, I try to review it before we get on just to see, and I had kind of a, my postcards that we looked at, the pictures we'd looked at the retreat, and mine was the disintegrating bridge and the distant walk out there, like the things behind me, which meant, the endings and beginnings, the old must be released so that the new can enter. I just have thought a lot about, since I just moved here before the retreat, about the old and the new life I would have here and the new goals, one being this goal, of course, but the relationships were big, and just having kind of that bummer relationship, kind of that is kind of done more than it was going on, but knowing that's the best thing for me to move forward is that happened. And I'm making decisions with Mark, like had some real hard times with being here, like where is my circle, where do I begin? And since I have 35 miles south of where I live was where I used to live, and I have friends, and I could probably jump back in, but I'm different than I was when I lived here before. 7 years have gone by of hardship and pain and blessing and growth and change and isogenics in California with Cindy. So I know I don't want to just go back to that, so we decided I just going to try to just create a new life. I just starting my new chart with business and just kind of, just starting over. I feel like I just need to start with a whole new, being the new me and the new circle of life. And my neighbor got to enroll her yesterday and getting to know some friends. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go for something different.
Good.
So that's what I'm going to share on my book, that those pictures and letting go of some things in the past and relationships, not severing them, but just know that they're not going to be the central focus of my friendships now. They're going to be new friends.
Truly building a new path and letting the old stuff fall, like you said, not letting go, and also not like relying on them. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's all. That's it.
Okay, Melissa. All right. Who wants to go next? We're just doing a check-in. Like, we haven't talked for 2 weeks. What's been going on? How have your action steps been going? Questions, confusions, whatever it is you want to talk about. Probably look different for everybody. Oh, who's the 702 number? That's a Vegas number. Aaron's in Vegas, Jojo's in Vegas. Who else?
Is that
oh, maybe I don't remember. Well, unmute and let us know, or this be a mystery. It's okay. I'm trying to see who else is in the group because I don't remember who. I don't remember who all joined the AfterCare. So anyway, it's all right.
Hello, I see your son behind you. Hello, hello.
This is Carter, everybody.
Carter, that's right. Sorry.
Right. So who does want to go next with the just to check in? And it doesn't have to be anything, you don't have to have like a goal that you're working on necessarily. I just want to know what's going on with you. So whatever it is that's on your mind, on your heart, share us with us.
Okay, I'll go since no one else is going. I was hoping somebody else would go first. Like, I'm always talking.
Yeah.
I loved hearing what Melissa had to say. You're so inspiring. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you so much for sharing. And just, I love it when you just don't leave it out. Like, you just need to be brave and just share everything. And I know there's you could probably spend the whole hour just telling us what you're going through doing this. But anyway, so for myself, I am figuring out how to do this business and do it as a daily method of operation, and taking the steps that I need to do that are action steps to be productive and move my business forward. And this has been a journey for me all along. And this week I've dedicated a lot of time to spending some time learning more about building business from home through Instagram and Facebook. So I've actually gone on and watched YouTube videos and watched a couple of free trainings that then they try to get you to, buy their training, but I don't. I just listen to and get the tidbits. And then from there you can go on YouTube and literally find everything, from like style and, learning about the hashtags and what they mean and all of that. And then also YouTube, and where your business how you can actually build your business through doing YouTube videos. Facebook Live and YouTube videos scare the heck out of me, and that's why I don't do very many of them. So in my mind, I'm trying to think, okay, when are you going to do this? Like, when are you going to start doing Facebook Lives? And when you do, what are you going to say? So I've been trying to come up with that. Even just talking about it, I get heart palpitations. but so you've inspired me, Melissa. See you out there sharing what you're doing. But also meeting new people. I'm in a new town, and the first couple of weeks here, maybe even the first month, I'm going into the second month now. There was a lot of new Bible studies and new church we were visiting and things like that, just getting out and meeting people, not just talking about isogenics. So I am building the hopper, is what I call it, on just getting to know people without mentioning isogenics. And because there's been a few repeats of these people that I'm getting to know in my life, my hairdresser, who I just, she mentioned that she was going to go to Rancho Mirage. And so I texted her back. I was bold and I said, hey, can I hitch a ride with you? I'd love to just visit with you. And so that was something new. Like, who does that? Like,
That's awesome.
I barely know her. And so I spent the whole time she took me, she literally talked the whole time. She was like a tour guide, And then on the way home, I had a chance to tell her and talk to her a little bit about isogenics, because that finally, that came up. I'm finding that a lot of people just don't ask, what do you do? Like, a lot of people don't know I'm a retired nurse of 28 years. They talk, Gary's the main focus here, which he should be because, his job and being a principal and everything. And I'm just kind of sitting beside, quiet. And most of the time people don't ask, well, what do you do? And so I'm just developing the relationships and getting people to trust me. And that's what I want to do through Instagram and through Facebook, is I want to be able to, while I'm home, spend a couple of hours a day, but be productive when I'm on there. I don't want to just be scrolling through and liking people's things. And, I want to do it the right way, to actually do like Angel Whitmire. She had, I'll never forget, like 3 months ago, she shared that since January, she had 67 new enrollments. Nobody she knew before. They were all from Facebook. And I was just like, wow, okay, I get 0. from Facebook, So just really trying to dig into learning more about that, because this is a home business, and I want to share with young people and other moms how they can build it successfully from home. And then the other thing I'd love to do is with being more open and getting out on video. In fact, I was going to call you, Melissa. I need you to be my guinea pig. Is that I want to.
No, I'm not a guinea pig. I'm not a pig. Don't call me a pig.
Okay, you'll be my helper.
Your older sister helper. Yep. Sorry.
That
didn't go in my brain very nice, so I just had to do that.
Oh goodness, that's so funny. But I want to give people an opportunity to come to an event, which will be a Zoom call, and I'd like to do frequent Zoom calls, from my home. They can be at their home, whether it's their whole family watching or just one or two people, any time of the day. And I can literally have my Zoom ID and then write the number. We'll have the appointment, and then I get on from my comfort of my own home, comfort of their own home, that kind of deal. That just, popped into my head because I watched Dave do Zoom calls, and he'll be doing Zoom calls every day if people want him to do the whole entire presentation. And so that's just one of my ideas. And then getting out and doing presentations, like just go ahead and do a live presentation, find the location, schedule it, get it done. So there's a lot going through my head on just action steps to get busy. And then the holidays are coming, and we shouldn't use them as excuses, but I think meeting people's great. The scheduling events sometimes is a little more tricky, especially if we're traveling, other people are traveling and that kind of thing. But going through Healthy Mind and Body every day, getting caught up because I've missed days, and going to the gym. I started the new Pro Edge Challenge that some people in Susan Sly's team and other teams are doing this week. And along with that is making a commitment to go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, whereas before it was 2 to 3. And so every day I've been in the gym, even if I didn't feel like it. Like today could have been no, it's raining outside, I don't want to go anywhere. But I said, no, I've got to go. And I ended up loving it. And just, I didn't feel that shame and guilt at the end of the day for not going. So just trying to be more aware of what I say I'm going to do, and then follow through and do it so that I'm not so disappointed. So anyway, talk long enough. I can keep going and on. There's just so much all day long. That's all that's going through my head is stuff about the business.
Yeah. I get that. So let me just ask you a couple of questions. So how do you, as you're doing all of these things, how are you feeling while you're doing them?
Yeah. When I'm doing the trainings, I'm feeling good about doing them, even though I'm just sitting at home listening to a training. I'm not making a phone call. I'm not out doing a presentation, because I hear Dave MacArthur talking about how the hours that he put into learning and what to say and how to do it. So if I don't take the time to actually learn how to do it, I'm never going to get there to do it. So these are some of my goals. And so sometimes at the end of the day, like yesterday, I started thinking, and I got all upset at myself because I didn't get out and meet somebody, because I'm supposed to meet 2 new people every day is one of my goals. Now I did, talk to a couple people on Facebook. So I get, but it wasn't real intentional. So I really can't count it. So at the end of the day, I find myself feeling maybe guilty and making excuses for what I did or did.
Why can't you count those 2 conversations on Facebook?
I really feel like, well, I guess I could count them.
Who's the one telling you whether or not you can count them or not?
Myself.
What are the rules that yourself has? I mean, it's okay to hold yourself to a standard. I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, I guess I need to set those boundaries and figure that out for myself. I really like to get out and practice meeting people one-on-one. Like today, I decided, and everything to me is a God thing and timing. And so I thought about what would be the right time to go out in the day and where do I want to go. So I thought, well, I need to look for this ghee butter stuff. So I'm going to go to the health food store in Joshua Springs. So I could go closer here, but I went to Joshua Springs. Joshua Tree, Joshua Tree, about 6 miles away, and went in and just started walking around the store. And I started looking at the different ladies and who can I talk to and what would I say,
Awesome.
And so finally I just started up a conversation with this gal and said, asked her if she shopped there often, and ended up having a great conversation with her, and we exchanged numbers, and probably going to get together tomorrow. And so that to me is a win. And I've gotten several of those just from getting out. I met a gal in Big Lots, just right there in the picture area looking, and she had kids, and come to find out she wants to homeschool, and I've been a homeschooler, so I found that thing in common and ended up having conversation, exchanging numbers. And then we met already at a park to watch her kids play while we visited. And now I've invited her to come to a dinner at the church for Christmas. And so we're getting together again. And she's actually somebody I've given a video to, but I haven't followed up properly with her. I am going to be seeing her, so that'll be great. So I just didn't want to pound her since she didn't follow, she didn't comment back or say anything about it. I just don't want to go too quickly into Isogenics before I really have, that she knows that I care about her, as a person.
So she knows that you care about her. You talked about having things in common with people, getting out and meeting people and having conversations. So do you tell me about the conversations you had on Facebook and the conversations you had face to face? Did they both feel the same?
Well, I think I need to get better at the ones on Facebook.
I'm gonna stop you there because I don't want to hear what you need to get better at. All the need and stuff. I just want to know, when you're having conversations on Facebook, does it feel the same? Tell me what it feels like to have a connection face to face with someone that you're like the woman that is a homeschooler.
So much better,
And where does it feel better? How does it feel better? What's better about it?
Because I can see their face, see their expressions, and I think because of my personality and my social style, the connection means a lot to me. And, I can give them a hug. I do a lot of virtual hugs, those little hands that go like that. I'm always hugging people with hearts. That's again, because I'm just picturing that happening. Online, it's more of just kind of commenting with people, and every once in a while there'll be a little dialogue, but there hasn't been anything real direct, regarding.
So after your conversations with the people face to face, how did you feel after the conversation was over?
I felt really good, and like this could be a best friend of mine, because we find something in common.
Yeah.
Like David T.S. Wood mentioned,
Yeah, exactly. So when you're talking to Melissa, like she's, you talk to her now on the phone or via text or on Messenger, like you're not face to face. Do you feel that same kind of feeling with Melissa or anybody that you're having a conversation with, but it's virtually instead of face to face? Is it the same feeling?
That's a good question.
But
To me, I love to see her face because of her smile. It makes me smile. But because I know her, and when we're texting, I can picture her face and picture our interactions and feel her hugs. And so I think it's real similar. It's better, of course, in person or over the phone to actually hear a voice.
You can still have connection virtually.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my point for the question.
Okay, good.
But when you're talking to the new people on Facebook, it was just commenting, but you said you've had a few conversations, right? Did those feel good after? Like, did it leave you thinking and wondering about the person and more too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. And you have a gift for connection, right?
Yeah.
And you have a comfort zone thing. So you really need the comfort, and the connection is like really motivating to you. So with all the little things that you're telling yourself you should to do and that you need to do and that you want to do, there's nothing wrong with any of that. I'm not going to tell you not to do any of it. I just want to find out, I want you to remember why you're doing everything. Like why that you're even building this business. I mean, you retired as a nurse, you moved into a new community. I know you want to support your husband and all of that, but what's your why? Why are you doing it?
I'm doing it to bring my husband home.
Why?
So that we can spend time together, and I don't have to watch him leave for work, and then I feel guilty because I'm home.
Why do you feel guilty because you're home?
I guess that I've worked for so long and contributed more, and I am contributing with my isogenics. But I see how hard he works, and I know that he would love to be home with me and us building this business together so we can travel more and spend time together. You know, we really have a wonderful marriage and a wonderful connection. So I miss him when he's gone and when I'm not with him. And so I think that's the main, that's definitely my why.
Connection with your husband is why you're doing this business, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If he didn't want to quit his job and he still wanted to go to work, would you still work for success at Isogenics?
Oh, yes.
Why? Why would you?
I would. It has to do with time freedom, money freedom, and just to be able to give back more and help others, mostly family members, church missionaries, things like that. I would just really, really love to be able to. It would make me feel amazing to be able to give more instead of, giving our 10% tithe and here and there more as we can. I would like to not have to worry about that and give what I want.
Okay.
And so, in time freedom, I don't want to have to worry about
time freedom. You want time freedom because.
Well, mostly that has to do with my husband because I'm already retired. But if he could have off too, and we didn't have to worry about the finances and where the money comes from.
You didn't want time off. I know it's not true because I believe you that
right.
You want to be home. But if you didn't want to be home, but what does time freedom motivate you to do? Because what if you weren't successful in isogenics?
Well, yeah. Well, time freedom, money has to come with time freedom. If I just had time freedom, I wouldn't care. If I just had time freedom without money, it wouldn't do me any good. Because I want to travel the world and with my friends, my family.
You want to be with people.
Yes.
You want to be able to spend time with people 100% there without having to worry about anything else.
Yeah, if Melissa wanted me to go with her to her daughters, and I could just pay for the plane ticket and go with her, or go with her out to North Dakota, and as long as the hardest part for me is leaving my husband. So I know that she's used to traveling a lot without her husband, and I have been doing that some, but the whole time I'm away, I'm not the whole time, but I'd say after about 3 or 4 days, I'm really missing my husband and wanting to get back. But I would like that opportunity to have the unlimited time and money freedom that if I did want to, that we could travel together, we could do that.
Okay, so again, your motivation is connection. You're wanting to be with people. You want more time to spend time with people. You want to be able to travel the world and meet more people, right?
Yes.
So, are you seeing how that's your motivation? Like connection
and
all of that. So if you're doing these things and you're remembering that you are wanting to be connected to people, that will keep you motivated, and it's going to give you the Aaron just left, I think. It's going to give you what you need. And so the comfort zone part, because for a C to have connection, you have to also feel comfortable. So when you're saying, I leave my husband and you do go, and there's nothing wrong with going by yourself because you come back and you have more to give to your husband because you've been lit up, people, you're being happy, right? And being connected to him is awesome. But the comfort zone of the different things, like doing the videos, for example. So if building a business on Facebook really does connect you, like if it makes you feel connected and it excites you, and I can see that it would because it allows you to be home and be there that and also be comfortable. But if you're doing it on Facebook just because that's what you should do and that's because that's what other people do, then you're not going to have the motivation, and you're going to feel like you're chasing something, and you're not going to ever feel successful at it because it's always going to be coming from outside of you, and there's always going to be a should. Does that make sense? There's always,
yes.
I'm not doing it as well as, what did you say? Enrollments. I'm not doing it as good as she is, so I must be doing something wrong. That kind of and I'm not telling you exactly what you say, but there's an indication of that in the things that you say. If you do it because you realize that first of all, you can connect with more people. I love social media. I've met so many amazing people that I've never ever met face to face, but I love talking to them because it's social media is amazing and I can connect with people, right? And the motivation for doing it connection. So now you're saying, I know you want to do videos. And I believe that for a C, it's a very good idea because it is a way to get out there. It's a way to get out of your comfort zone. But if you remember, I'm doing this because I want to get out of my comfort zone because I want to be comfortable in more places. So I'm going to be willing to do it anyway, even though I'm scared to death. And I'm not going to do it once and then wait 2 weeks and then be scared again. I'm going to do it every single day, or, you know, however often you say. And I'm not telling you, this is just a suggestion. You can do it how you want to, but it needs to push you a little, right? So doing it, so then like spending time to think about what is it that I want to do and never doing it is an indication that you're not connecting it to the why of why you're wanting to do it. But if you can remember, if I do more Facebook videos, I'm going to connect with more people. I'm going to meet more people. I'm going to be able to share isogenics with more people. I'm going to touch more lives. I'm going to have more time freedom. I'm going to be able to, you know, all of it. And you remember why you're doing it. It's going to give you that push that you need to do it, even though it's scary. And I'll give you tips on what to talk about on your videos so that you don't have to worry about what to talk about. Basically, it's just you find one thing you want to talk about and you mention 3 things about it and you're done in 3 minutes. You just want to be done.
Okay.
And the thing that's going to be one last tip, and then we'll move on to Denise. The thing that's going to be hard for you is when you're done, or even in the middle, you're going to like, oh my gosh, I don't think I said it right. You're going to beat yourself up. And I mean, that's human nature, but just for your temperament type, it's even more because you're going to wallow in it for a long time. So here's the tip. Number 1, if you're doing a Facebook Live video and you really screwed up, I do sometimes when I start my book club. I don't do it very often, but every once in a while, I just am off and I'm like either blinking or I'm just like can't read the book or whatever. Or I look up and I'm like, wow, I look horrific. I just end the video and nobody sees it. I mean, you don't have to save it to Facebook, right? So it's okay to do it and cancel it and it's gone, right? Even if 3 people saw it, if you delete it, no one else is going to see it. You have that freedom, right? You can delete it, but that won't be, I don't want you to have that as I'm going to do that every single time thing. But here's the challenge is when you're done doing the video, because I'm just going to assume you're going to do this. This is just a tip. You don't have to.
I'm learning too. Yeah.
Are you okay? Because you're going to be really, really critical. And probably it's going to be really profound. And it's going to be amazing because you're going to share from your heart because that's who you are. And it's going to be awesome. But you're going to whack, did I say that right? That's going to be so dumb. Oh my gosh, I should have done it this way. Whatever it is. So you're going to go back and watch your video after. You're going to go back and watch it. And you're going to write 4 things that you love about it. And that's it. There's no criticism allowed. A lot of times people will say, find 2 things good and 1 thing you could do better. I don't want you to get into the what you could do better because you're going to find that anyway. You're naturally able to find everything that you could do better. What I want you to find is all the 4 things that you loved about it. And I want you to and it's going to be probably really painful and you're going to feel like you're lying and you're going to feel it's going to really push your buttons, probably more than doing the video will. If you're anything like I am. I'm just going from my experience. So I don't want to, anyway. Chances are, but you're going to do it and you're going to
that's exactly what's going to happen.
See it on your face. You're like, ugh, I'd rather just do the video. I don't want to have to write what's good about it. But I want you to write it down in a journal. And there will be a point when it'll click and it'll become fun. It's amazing how it works. It's amazing how it works. But there will be a point when you're just going to do it and you don't even care if you mess up because you're just having so much fun. You forget the perfection because you're going to be always looking for 4 things that you love about the video you just did or whatever it is that you're doing. But I really think that the video challenge for you is perfect because it's going to push your buttons and that's what we're going to do for a C. Everybody needs their buttons pushed, but in my opinion, a C needs it more than anybody because otherwise we'll totally suffocate ourselves with our comfort zone. So we have to stretch that comfort zone. That stepping out of your comfort zone is your superpower. For Melissa, having fun is her superpower. Okay, and JoJo's is letting herself fail and not be right. and E. Even. And for an R, it's for an R, it's just not having a goal. I mean, just making themselves feel uncomfortable. If you don't have a goal and you're not working towards something, you feel pointless when you're an R. So letting go of that. So there's this whatever pushes your buttons, right? Is what you need. So, Cindy, how do you feel about that? I just really want you, here's your 2 things I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself all the time, like several times during the day, why am I doing this? And I want you to get back to your why of why you're doing it. And if you're doing, and you can't connect it to either being comfortable or mostly by connection, if you can't connect it to that, then chances are it's not the right action step for you.
Okay.
And if it's because this is how it's supposed to be done, no. Either keep asking yourself the question until you can get to the real reason why you're doing it, or stop doing it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the second one is I would really love to see you start doing videos, whether you decide to do them every day or once a week. I would say every day though, because once a week is really easy to get out of the habit. I would say every day, and just I'm gonna do my 3-minute tip of the day, and you could talk about the pro whatever, like what's it called?
Pro Edge.
Pro Edge that you're doing. You could say, hey, you know, hey, what I did with Pro Edge, and you could just have it be for the whole time you do it. And just talk about it. Here's what I did. Here's how I did it. Here's what was hard. Here's how I feel after. It's amazing, and you could be sharing your results. I mean, that's just one thing you could do. Just limit and just say, I'm in 3 minutes. My 3-minute tip of the day. Be done. That's my, you know, you could do it on an Instagram story if you wanted. You could do it on a Facebook Live or a live Instagram, whatever. But I would challenge you to do one a day for a while. You don't have to take it, but that's my challenge for you.
Yeah. Well, I know on the Instagram training I did today, they said 3 times a week that you show up. But I mean, daily. I've seen you guys do it daily, and
well, and if 3 times a week feels better to you,
yeah.
Is it because it's more comfortable? Is it because it works better with my schedule?
I think for me, it's I always worry about what other people are going to think, and that's just something that I'm always challenged with.
You do it 5 times a day.
Right.
But I mean,
So
really,
for me, in my mind, I'm thinking people don't want to see every single day Cindy coming on. Like it's almost like they would not want to keep watching. Like they'll just, watch the first couple of weeks, and then pretty soon they're not watching anymore. So it has to. I know there has to be an audience, and there has to be somebody specific who I'm speaking to. And those are the people, with the branding that they talk about. Those are the people who are going to keep watching you. Are the ones who are interested in what you have to say. Not everybody is going to watch your videos, which is okay.
I did 400 days straight of videos. 400 days straight.
Wow.
People watch me every day. And not everyone did. Some people only watched a couple of times. And they still mentioned it to me. Oh my gosh, I saw your video, right? And some people, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you're going to do it because of what other people think, I don't care about the branding right now, because that's not the goal. Right now, the goal is for you to be confident and for you to get over that comfort zone thing. So if the reason why you're going to do it 3 times a week is because you're going to be worried what other people think, I would say do it every day or twice a day, because you're going to get past that. You're going to do it anyway, because until it's not comfortable. And then after you're comfortable with it, if you want to scale back to 3 times a week and get into okay, here are the particulars, that's great. But if that's your core motivation, you're always going to be looking outside of yourself and wondering how you could do it better or what's not good enough. And it's going to stop you. So you do it because you want to, and that's the only reason. I'm doing this every day because I want to get out of my comfort zone. Done. Does that make sense? Do you see the difference?
Yeah. No, that's good. I understand.
That's the only reason. I mean, if there's another reason that's different. So I want to tell you what it is. It's got to come from you. But I would be willing to say that every day would be a little bit more scary for you, and it's going to take you further than doing it.
Yeah. You're going to start off tomorrow and say, I'm doing this because it's an assignment, and Cary told me I had to get on, so I'm just saying hi to everybody, and I'm getting out of my comfort zone, so have a great day.
Yeah.
Done. That'd be awesome.
Sounds good.
That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, just think about that. And if it feels uncomfortable, then I think it's your answer. If the thing that feels the most uncomfortable.
Stop it.
I'll just be willing to put that down, unless it's going against your core values, which I don't think it is. If it feels the most comfortable, that's the most, that's the thing that you need to do. And I'm using the word need that I don't like to use, but on that one, I think it punctuates. So anyways,
An option. Cindy, it's an option.
It's an option. I'm going to take away your options. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. If they can't do it from me, it won't work. It has to come from you.
Yeah.
So anyways, we could talk forever, and I would love for you to like check in with me, because having accountability helps. And at the same time, I can kind of, I've been through this, and I'm still going through it. So I can tell you, okay, no, I don't believe you. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Awesome.
Cool.
Cindy. All right, Denise, how are things going for you?
I don't know, like, now coming to my turn, I'm like getting like my heart's racing, I'm shaking, I'm like, what the heck?
Good. That's a good sign.
But I didn't say.
Hi.
I feel like I'm going through like a complete midlife crisis, to be honest with you.
Good way to be honest. I mean, that's really powerful, actually. Come on, how come?
Well, so for years, I've had a very determined goal, like a goal that I've been trying to reach for the past, 4 years, and it's been very clear to me, like, this is what I need to go for. And the past, actually this past year, but even more recently, I feel like a lot of what you were talking to Cindy about, like, what's your why? Why are you doing? Like, I had a very clear why, and it was like I knew that was my why. But I feel like my why is completely shifted now, and that's not my why anymore. And so I have no drive to build my business anymore. Like, I don't want to do it. I just don't.
Okay. So let me ask you, and anyway, I'm not going to even tell you why I want to ask you. I just want to ask you, what was your why before? What was your goal, and what was your why?
So my goal was to bring my husband home from work, because we wanted to be able to retire back in Utah and have him home and have the time and freedom to be with our boys. Okay. I had a very strong impression, actually, like a voice literally told me when I was praying about a why, that you need to build this business or you're going to lose your kids. And so my husband and I like got to work, and we built a huge team and we hit all these goals. I did not know about the laws back then. And so we were not living the laws of vibration and thought and all this stuff. And I just stumbled upon all that this last year. And so now I'm like, oh, if I'd have known that, like, this wouldn't have happened, So now I'm going back, beating myself up. But we now have an end for my husband to retire in the military. So I don't have to build a huge business anymore to bring him. It's going to happen naturally. He gets to retire in 3 years. He will, and he's created a really good residual income with the military. But it's still not enough for what we want to do in the future. Mm-hmm. But my why was get him home because he needs to be home for our boys. And that was really important. So I've really questioned this, because I feel like our business led me to different mentors that have taught me different things. And I wonder if that was why I had to do it, to lead me to more information that I needed in my life to teach my family and my kids and other people. And so now I want to become a facilitator for Mindset Mastery and Genius Boot Camp, and create a mentoring business to help other people. So now, like, I just barely, like, the past few weeks have decided this is the course I want to go, and not build my multi-level company. And now I just feel lost, because I don't even know where to start. Like, it's a whole new. But then I've wrestled with, am I switching because of, all the stuff that happened with my company and all the high, the lows, and like all that, and am I just jumping because I don't want to start? I don't know. I have so many.
Right. So I love this. So I can be so long-winded, and I apologize that I go long, but I always think it's important too. So anyway, we might go a little bit over, if that's okay. I want to ask you, because you said, so your why was to bring your husband home, and now
Mhm.
to help other people with mindset. I want to know your wife or Denise.
Yeah, that's what I struggled with because I don't have to work. My
Right.
husband, you know, that's not something I have to do. I don't want to go back to nursing. I know that. And so my wife, for me, I don't know. I'm really struggling with even I mean, honestly, what I really want is to be there for my family. Like, I have not ever had the chance. I mean, I'm home now with my kids. I work so much trying to build our business and do other things that I've not been there for my kids the way I feel like I should.
Mhm.
And I really just want to enjoy them and find myself because I've got so caught up in helping other people and serving my family and my church and everything that I don't take care of me.
Mhm. Right there.
But
Okay. So when you say be there for your family, I mean, you could physically be there and not be there. And that's
yeah,
that's where I was. And I
yeah,
mean, you said that you saw a different person, but you saw me, the social me. You didn't see the me because I wasn't showing up in life. I wasn't. And so
mhm,
I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but you're saying I wanna figure out who I am. I want to find myself. So being there for your family can mean something completely different. So could that be a reason why you want to do, I mean, and whether it is build your multi-level or whether it's build the personal development thing, even to be a facilitator for personal development, to really be authentic about it and to really make a difference, the change has to happen here first. And I'm sure change, I mean, I know change has happened, right?
mhm.
So
It's
when
happening.
and it will continue to happen because that's what life's all about and that's the fun of it. You know, there's always going to be a growth opportunity. There's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be self-doubt. Always will always be there for everybody. Some more than others. I think C's more than others, more than anyone else. But there will be all of that. So, but what is it that if you ever get quiet, what is it that your mind goes to? Like, what is it that you, if nobody else was even a factor, like what is it that Denise wants to do, or who does Denise want to be?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Do you ever have like little thoughts and then turn them off, or were there things that you wanted to do when you were a kid that you don't do anymore that you miss? Or I mean, and this is it really is a discovery, and you might not know now, but I want to tap into stuff. So.
I've really thought a lot about this because I do things because I have to right now, you know, and that's just how it's been. I help the kids. You know, I really enjoy teaching my kids. I love coming up with little things to help them discover things and teach them. I love doing that. I love playing piano. So I did start piano lessons because I actually find myself when I'm quiet wanting to just go play on the piano. I mean, but then I feel like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. But I actually really love doing that. I'm trying to discover other things that I love to do. When I was younger, I didn't do a whole lot other than just hang out with my friends. I wasn't involved in a lot of stuff, extracurricular stuff. And I never allowed myself to dream about things. So it's never. I can't ever remember. I do remember a few times allowing myself to daydream about stuff and then I would immediately switch. So I think a lot, like early on, I switched off something in my brain that doesn't allow me to dream about anything.
Do you remember where it would start to go before you shut it off?
I can't remember. But I remember always just, my parents had to work really hard and I was the second mom. And so I would come home from school. I even graduated early to come home and take care of my family for my mom. She had 13 kids and she had to go back to school. And so that was my life. I came home and would cook and clean and make sure everybody else did their stuff. And I mean that was it. Like I didn't ever dream about stuff.
Okay.
When I got divorced the first time, I put myself back in school and I chose nursing because it was something I felt like I could do and be a single mom.
Okay. So were you passionate about nursing at all? Or was it just because you knew you could be a single mom and provide for your family? I mean,
That's why I went to nursing school. When I started working, I actually really loved doing it.
What did you love about it?
It just felt great to be able to know that I was skilled in something that was benefiting other people. And it was very fulfilling to me to be able to do that. I think I got to the point that I hated it when I had to work when I moved to Las Vegas. I actually loved working in St. George. When we moved to Las Vegas, I ended up hating it because it wasn't, it was more politics. I didn't come home fulfilled. I came home grateful that I didn't kill somebody that day.
All right. So that people element is there. So tell me one, think about yesterday. What was your favorite moment from yesterday?
Yesterday. Trying to remember what I did yesterday. Oh, I went to the pool with my kids.
You went where?
To the swimming pool with my kids.
And why was that your favorite memory?
I don't know, just because I was with my kids. I was present with my kids.
You were present? And what does being present mean?
Playing with them, interacting with them, not thinking about everything else I have to do and like this is just a task to get done.
You're actually like fully into it?
Mm-hmm. How
did it feel?
Great.
Okay, what does great mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. That's how I want to be, I guess. I like being. It feels like I feel happy in my heart. I don't know how to describe.
Okay, happy in your heart, yeah, and that's how you want to be. Okay, so that feeling is what you want, right? You might not know what it looks like yet, but that feeling is what you want. So here's my challenge for you, or my goal for you right now, and we can even have a conversation. I mean, we'll be back next week. We could have a conversation even before. You could message me or whatever, text me. But I want you to just every morning or night, whenever you do have a personal power hour or something, do you have time for yourself?
Yeah, every morning I take an hour and I do personal scripture study every morning. 30 minutes.
With your personal scripture study, I want you to take out a journal and I want you to write my favorite memory from the past 24 hours is.
Okay.
And I want one thing, and I want you to write it in detail, and I want you to relive it. And I want you to do that every day for a while. But start for this next week, and if you notice anything, or if you have any questions, or if anything comes up, I want you to text me or message me in between. But I mean, you can wait till next week. That's all I want you to do. I don't want you to try and figure anything else out. I just want you to connect to what was my favorite memory from the 4 hours.
Okay.
Okay. I just want you to notice what lights you up, and see if there's a theme. Is kind of part of the goal. There's more to it than that, but that's all I want you to do that's different from what you're doing now. And when you find yourself trying to struggle about what is my purpose and what do I want, when you find yourself doing that, I want you to stop and pay attention to how you feel when you are there, and then what are the thoughts in your mind, and I want you to pay attention to that too. But I don't want you to stay there. I want you to find a way to switch back to maybe your favorite memory and think about that instead. But start with just writing your favorite memory, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Awesome, because we're going to figure out what lights Denise up. You never even realized, because I didn't dream either. I would go to workshops and they say,